Greetings. Today I just want to make a short video for you concerning who are actually the Maroons and why up to this day they have a Maroon community in Jamaica. And just recently there's a lot of uh, stuff been happening and they've been in the news and so on after Hurricane Melissa. Okay. Now, many people think the Maroons have to do with just runaway slaves and so on. No, it's more than that. You see, to cut a long story short, there have always been a melanated bloodline that was royal. There have always been a mystical bloodline. For example, this channel, Caribbean Mystic, is not just a name of a channel. Okay, they would have hidden the fact that there have always been mystics among us. Okay, like for example, in my country, where Shakerism starts, okay, most of the people who are in spiritual Baptists do not understand the whole system, okay, of Shakerism and what it is, because it is hidden in symbol. So if you're not in touch with the ancestors, you wouldn't understand it and you wouldn't see how the colonizers pollute it and give it back to the people. That's why, for example, in my country, a certain politician give them a holiday. You check his lineage, he go all the way back to Europe. Okay, so they've been mocking them, laughing at them, and so on. Okay, but the mystics have always been here and we would always be here because we carry a certain DNA. So the Maroons are not just people who live in a separate community in Jamaica and so on. No, they are all throughout the Caribbean islands. Okay, and the deep will always call to the deep and it takes the deep to respond. So wherever you are in the Caribbean and this message find you, okay, it can definitely ignite something within you, something that has been lying dormant within you. For example, I could rewrite the entire history of my country. Okay. And you could do the same for your country if you awake the genie that is within you, that they've been hiding from you. That's why they colonize you with secular Christianity that's pointing to look outwardly. They never want you to realize that the Bible is actually a book of mind science. Okay, and it is never pointing you to look on the outside, it is pointing to look within. So most people in the Caribbean islands, especially Jamaica and these other bigger Caribbean islands like Trinidad and all of these places and so on, okay, the people are very much even more religious because there are more churches, because there are more people living there and so on. Okay, so you find that there's a greater energy affair that is captivating these people. And so they are not the people who are actually in the ruling class, just like even these small islands here. Okay, but there's always the mystics who are always here to put things in the right perspective and so on, and to help those who would listen. Okay, so my brother, my sisters, if this video find you and you'd like to get more information, you can check out my other channel called Black Mad Guru. Okay, you can check out Make It Make Sense, okay, which was formerly named Abdullah Neville Goddard. And after I start to expose Neville Goddard and so on and his family and so on, who actually have the biggest business in my country and so on, and I start to show you their lineage back from the plantation and all of that and so on. You have to know that, YouTube and these platform, they would do everything in their power to censor you. They would shadow ban you. They do all of these things. Okay, but the work have to go on and there are many different ways. Social media is not the only way. But if this video find you, okay, and you haven't subscribed already, I'm definitely encourage you to subscribe, to like, to comment, to share this video. Also, I encourage you to get my books. Okay, you have about 10 or more books to choose from. I have my gratitude journals that I can really teach you how to use those gratitude journals and change your life. It just recently I went in the building what you call the complex in my country. There's the building where like the prime minister dwells and so on. Okay, I went there to deliver something for someone that they ordered from my business. Okay, and when I got out of the elevator, there was a guy standing right there, and we shook hands and everything because he know me and I know him. I would have communicated before, and he was telling me, bro, those things you share with me and you told me, and I put those things into practice in my life, and trust me, they've been really working, things real good with me, things working out for me. I said, bro, those things are 100%. Okay, surety. I say it's a science you're working with, but time wouldn't permit me for us to go through all of the discussion and so on. But the thing is that you've been putting it to work and you're proving it for yourself. You see, results don't lie and results don't argue. So, my brother, my sisters, to come back to the main thing that I was speaking about is the Maroons. Get to know more about the Maroons. Get to know more about your ancestry. Get to know more about the mystical order. That's what I'm really trying to say to you. Okay, get to know more about the mystical bloodline. And how you're gonna do that, I'll definitely encourage you to tune into my work and get more involved in my work and share it with other people. Okay, there are people who would doubt. There are people who may even persecute you. They call you stupid. They call you crazy. It happened to me, and that's why I realize why many people don't want to share certain information with certain people. They might say they ain't ready as yet and so on. But I want to make sure I do my work before I leave this planet, and I want you to be a part of it. So I'm just doing this video to reach out to you wherever you are, and to support this channel so I can get this channel going also. Okay, because people in the Caribbean need to know that they have always been a mystical, lineage. Okay, and I'm here to remind them, and you can get in touch with your mystical self. Okay, and awake the genie within you, and get in touch with your ancestors, and get back in alignment with the rest of nature. And you see how nature is bringing forth bountifully, your life will bring forth bountifully also. Okay, because it is your own thoughts that creates your reality, creates your personality. For as a man thinketh in his heart, which I would explain and break down if you continue to listen to me and so on. If you reach out to me, I'll help you along that line. But whatsoever is your desire, I'm here, okay, to walk along with you. So let me say, if you haven't subscribed already, I'm definitely encouraging you to subscribe, to like, to comment, to share this video. Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram, you like to follow me on TikTok, you can definitely follow me at Black Mad Guru. If you like to get my books, all of the links are down in the description. You have about 10 or more books to choose from. And if you want to do a one-on-one with me, you can chat me an email. You want to be a part of my Free Thinkers Seekers University, okay, you can reach out to me also. Anything that you desire, my last encouragement to you is to make sure that you check out all of the links that are down below, and definitely let your intuition lead you and guide you into what to do. So with that being said, I just want to say peace, love you all.